Hello, I'm George, and this is the sixth lesson of my Java programming tutorial series. In this episode, I'm going to show you the magic behind the for loop. So one of the ways how you can use for loop is the one which I have shown you in the previous video. It was basically looping through a collection. The other way, what we can do with for loop is using its for feature form. The four features are the initializer feature, the condition feature, the post operation feature, and the body. For showing you an example about what do these mean, I'm going to create new methods for each of these. So I'm going to create a new public static int method for the initializer, which will basically return a random number. I am going to create a condition now, which will check if this number is smaller than 5. So we need a I parameter there, and we will return I smaller than 5. And now I am going to write the post operation method, which will return an int which is 1 less than I. And we are also going to add some print lines there, system of print line, to show that which method was executed when. And I am also going to add the I value to this text, so you could see what is the I value when these methods are called. And we are going to create bigger random numbers, not only to 10. So this will be the for loop start, and this will be the for loop end. And now it's time to run the program finally. So let's build it. And as you can see, only the initializer and the condition triggered, because our number was greater than 5. So the same happens now. Let's try once more. As you can see, it's always only triggering the initializer and the condition. So we are going to reverse the condition. I is greater than 5. As you can see, now we are normally counting downwards. So we are calling the initializer and the condition, and the condition is true, so we can execute the method body, and after that we can execute the post operation and start the whole thing from the beginning. So I'm going to show you some most common ways how programmers used to use this for loop. The most common way is just count from 0 to a certain number, like 19. For int I equals 0, I is smaller than 10, then plus plus I or I plus plus, it's up to you, it doesn't really matter. And we are just going to print there the I equals and its value. And we can also count backwards, of course. So we can do for int I equals 19, I is greater than minus 1, and decrease I with 1, and print the I. So we are counting backwards from 19 to 0. And we can also count with a bigger step. So for example, we are going to only print the pair numbers from 0 to 20. For int I equals 0, I is smaller than 20, I plus equals 2. So let's run the program now, see how does it work. As you can see, we didn't really get the result what we wanted, because we don't see the 20 in the end. So for fixing that issue, we can just do smaller or equals instead of smaller than 20. And now, as you can see, the 20 is there. Okay? So the next thing what we can do will be showing you that we don't really need to use all of these things. So we can skip the initializer, we can skip the condition, we can also skip the post operation. So let's just try to skip the initializer for now. We can just initialize I before the for loop, and as you can see, it will also work that way. So let's just print that initializer is not needed. And we are also going to keep the post operation, because that's also not needed. And I have already used up there, so we don't need to create a new I variable. We can just use I equals 1. And we will skip the condition part, and I will just add some post operation there. So I plus equals 10. Now we will check if I is 50, for example. Then we can break. Break means getting out of the for cycle, and we are going to use the continue too. Continue means going back to the beginning of the for cycle, so skipping the rest of it. So if I is 10, then we are just going to skip the rest of the for cycle. We are going to print the I, and if I is 50, then we are going to print that I is 50, so exiting the for loop. And I'm going to show you that you don't even need a post operation, of course. So you can just increment the j in the body of the for cycle. And we are going to skip the post operation. And I'm going to show you now how to make an infinite loop with the for cycles, so we can skip the initializer, the condition, and the post operation. This will be a loop which is looping forever, and for making sure that we don't have a messy spam in the console, we are going to do some delay here, which we can do with thread.sleep, and we are just going to throw the exception now because you don't know what this exception means yet, but I will teach you them in one of the next episodes of this Java programming tutorial series. So as you can see, this is looping forever. And I think that's it for now, so thank you very much for watching this video, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also make sure to click the notification bell so you could get notified when I upload my next video.